All right, it's a little bit of a cold, rainy day here, but I'm gonna run through my new 3D course I set up around my yard here, my house. I just bought another target. It's the first one up here. It's a groundhog, something I've always struggled with on shoots. And then I got groundhog, bear, coon, deer. Oh no, groundhog, bear, pig, bobcat, coon, deer, and then a bag. So 7 targets. I have a couple others real small targets I might throw in here sometime, but that's pretty good for today. I got up hills, down hills, side hills, max distance 25-26 yards, close distances, just with a few targets I got. And, I ran through it once, but I don't, I'm just gonna change where I stand and stuff to simulate different places, and I'll move them around sometimes. But I've never really done this a whole lot, but it really helps you on judging distance and stuff. So I guess we'll get started here. I'll try a video every target. I'm doing 3 arrows per. They're getting wet, it's raining a little bit. Should be fine though, not the end of the world. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we got the groundhog first here. I'm not real sure how to do this. I'll just zoom in a little bit. I'm not too worried about getting me and the target. We'll just try to get the target mainly, but this is really maybe 8 yards, but it's probably 12 feet in elevation above me. It's straight up a really steep hill, so let's see how that goes here. Try not to block the camera here. All right, so how I judge targets is I'm pretty good at finding 10 yards, so find my 10 yards, which is difficult on this hill, but I'm gonna go ahead and say my 10 yards is a few yards behind him, so I'm gonna call it like 8. Being uphill, it's gonna change it a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be that much this close, but I'm probably just gonna throw like maybe an inch below my 10-yard gap and just see what happens. That's kind of where I'm thinking, so here we go. A little bit high, so normally I wouldn't get to readjust, but I'm shooting 3 at each target, so I'm going to readjust. Bring my aim down a little bit, take a little bit more time. That was a little rushed. That looks pretty good. That last one looks real good. Let's go check it out. All right. First one was a high. I did line the 8. Second one, just out of the 10. And that third one was really good, 11. So really struggle with this target. I just bought this today, so we'll be practicing on him. Well, let's go on to the bear next. The bear is through some brush down there. Not real far, but about 15 yards, but we'll set up the camera on the stand so I can shoot. We'll see how it goes. All right, getting set up here on the bear. I got very steep angled footing, lots of brush around me and around the target, shooting through a hole I made. So a lot of 3D shoots I go to are like that. And then another thing, keep in mind if you're at a shoot where it's wet, is keep your tab dry, or your glove. It'll change the way the string comes off of it. But here we go. A little bit high for a bear. That's probably about perfect. Oop, smacked my first arrow. Let's go check it out. All right, so I don't have rings on this bear because I rebuilt it, but this left arrow is probably almost perfect on a bear target. Definitely in the 10 probably. These other two are probably 8, high 8, but not bad for all three. I'll take them. All right, we got the pig. He's pretty far. We'll zoom in on there. That's probably, I guess I can shoot that bag target too if I wanted to, but that was just happened to be there. But the pig target I just put there, I'm guessing he's at least 25. I'm gonna get my bow and get it judged, but I got you zoomed in there. We'll see how we do here. Get out of these limbs here. All right. Yeah, I think that's like 26, 27. So we're gonna err on the side of caution and aim high. Looks pretty good. Could be higher, yeah. You hardly ever hit too high on that far of a target. Pretty good. Arrows are not flying good for some reason. Probably me. I dropped that one. That was me. Go check it out. Alrighty, not bad. We got a low right 10, just straight below into the 8, and then I got one, the right hand one's back on the 5. Pretty similar on the height. Could honestly use 4 inches higher on all those. Err on the side of caution, aim for the top of the 10. Need to remember that. So, but I'm not really even, I don't even know the gap on these arrows all the way. Just, you know, changing back and forth. But heavy wood arrows, they fall out of the sky with these lighter bows, but not bad. I'll take it. I mean, the line's good on the 2. Probably a collapse on that right one. But next we got the just turn around back here by my old chicken house. We got the bobcat, so check that out. All right, let's get zoomed in here a little bit. We got I like to kind of do this with these high pressure shots. Like I got stuff behind it. Not that the chicken house matters, but like that fence and all that. If I hit that with a wood arrow, it's probably junk. So I put that pressure on myself a lot. You'll see on the next one I got it where I'll shoot into the creek if I miss. So but we're gonna kind of do in front of the camera here. I don't know, more like because of the distance I want, because most small targets they won't put that far. So we'll practice on some small ones, but mostly that 20 and in, 18, 15 and in. So this is probably right at 15, just easy kind of to guess. This is one I set it up though where it'll deceive me. The ground in front of that, there's about a 6-8 foot, maybe a 6 foot gap where there's like a little washout, and that's completely hidden and you can't see it. So that'll get you. They do that at shoots. You judge the ground. That's why they say not to judge the ground. But you like the tip of that like that tip of that yard there before that washout's probably 12 to 14, and I'm thinking, oh, 15 on that, but it's really probably more like 16, which 1 or 2 yards is within, you know, most people's range of skill. But we'll see. There's no rings on this target. They're wore off, but I'll try to put it right behind his shoulder there. It needs repainted. A little low. See, he's further than what I thought. That's crazy. Let's try that again. A little bit better. Probably could go right like 2 inches from those two. I wanted right and it went left. Let's go check it out. So here's that little washout. Not as wide as I thought. Maybe 4 to 5 feet behind this edge of the yard here, but looks like we hit left a little bit. That target's quartered a little bit too. That'll screw you up. I would think that most of those would be 5s on this target. Maybe some of the shorter ones might catch the 8, depending on where it would be, but I would probably call that not a very good target. Needs to go up. Well, another thing to consider, this is an angled target. You know, gravity's plumb bob drops straight down, you know, and you're used to aiming at animals that are, instead of being like this, they're like this. So you might aim like right here, like you think. It's hard to really realize, but like to hit here, say you want to hit there, your plumb bob is down there, but for some reason it always throws you off where you think it's going to go with the body of the animal, you know, one way or the other. I'm not sure if that's coming out right, what I'm trying to say, but basically when it's angled, it'll change where you need to aim a lot, and that screws people up every time, including me. So, but not too bad, decent group. Move on to the next one. All right, we got the coon by the creek down there. All right, we got the coon by the creek down there. He's oddball colored because I was rebuilding him. I never finished painting him or nothing, but it's hard to tell in the video here. But that's a hard downhill angle. Probably, I would think 15 to 20 feet of elevation over probably close to 25 yards. He's pretty far, but these far downhill ones, I'm gonna not have to aim near as high because it's so far downhill. So we'll give it a shot here. And this is the one where if I miss, I might hit the creek, hit rocks, blow up my arrows, whatever. Let's see here. I'm actually going to step out just a hair, so I'm going to right next to the camera here. So we won't be directly in line, but that's all right. So judge him at probably right at 25, maybe 23. I think what I'm going to do is aim for like 21 and just see what happens. Make a really good executed shot, see where it goes. That's actually perfect. I don't know if it'll see in the video, but I flinched, but still actually went dead on, so not going to change my aim. Let's get a little bit better here. Low. I got locked low and I couldn't bring him up. Struggling with some locking low issues lately. Ooh, that's a good thing to think about for my 3D shoots. I just smoked a little limb in front of me here, but it still hit pretty good. But you can see that limb moving. Tell you what, I've lost a lot of points at 3D shoots by hitting crap and not even thinking about it. So that's why I wanted to do this course and learning. Alrighty, so on this coon, because I had it when it was fairly, you know, not new, but when it wasn't tore up, and the X was probably like center body. So I'm a little bit high on those two. This one would probably be a 10. That one would probably be an 8, maybe. That bottom one's probably a 5. It's low and right. You know, I've done that multiple times now, low and rights, but just glad I didn't hit the creek bed. So a little bit of rain, it's really flowing. This little creek only flows for about a day or two after it stops raining, but it's been wet for a while. It's got tons of elevation. I only own about 20 yards more that way, maybe, but I own a few hundred yards that way, or maybe 150 yards that way, and I bet that there's 30-40 foot elevation drop just from there to here. I mean, you can see how fast it's moving. So pretty neat though. I'll probably throw more targets over there. I want to build me a little bridge right here because I own straight across there. There's a road over there. So maybe put some targets where I'm shooting into the hill or back towards this hill. So, but yeah, got a good little property here for, you know, practicing all these different terrain elements. And then the last target's my deer way over there by my little barn. I'm not gonna shoot from here. It's probably 45 yards, 40, but I'm gonna step up there, you know, 15, 20 something. But that's another one I talk about with the angle. I put them on the angle, so that'll really make me think about that. So all right, here's Mr. Buck. Again, no scoring rings, rebuilt, you know, cheap target, but we all know where you're supposed to shoot a deer. So I get rigged up here with my tab. I'm trying to keep my tab dry, so I'm taking it off and when I move my stuff. But I might try to get an overview of this one since we're basically shooting straight across, but it's just at an angle. We're pretty much level elevation, but he's at a pretty good angle. So maybe we'll see what we can get here. I haven't judged the yardage yet, but little unstable footing. We're gonna leave it. That's very common in 3D shoots. But so I'm gonna say maybe this little hump across this driveway is 10, and he's probably 5 or 6 more. So we're gonna shoot for, I don't know, he's going by the size of the body. I'm gonna say that he's actually another yard further. He just seems small. So we're gonna shoot for 17 yards. And then I gotta plumb bob my, you know, figure out where to aim. So here we go. A little bit downhill again. Gotta figure out which way gravity's going sometimes. Arrows are flying terrible. Fletchings are almost flat, so this is real life here. A little low still, right there next to it. Still fighting myself, locking low, to be honest with you. Figure if I can break that soon, I'll be happy. So we need to move 2 inches up maybe at the most, and 2 to 3 inches left. So we'll see what we can do here. That's more like it. There we go. Heck yeah. All right, this is my last target. That's not a bag. I got a couple bags I might shoot, but you guys really don't, that's really not, you know, quite the same as 3D. I mean, it kind of is, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I got a bunch of junk up there. I was working on my deck. You probably think I'm a hillbilly enough just seeing all my crap. So basically, this is the last one I wanted to go up and over with, which we accomplished. It looks pretty good. Probably all of them are hair, depending on what deer target. Like I said, this one has no rings. On a real deer, right here is about perfect. So these are all back, really. But that's that downhill. Gravity's not pulling it that way, it's pulling it, you know, that way. And that gets you. These two are not great. Probably both 8s on most targets, and then this might be a 10 on some targets. Definitely probably all 8s. Just, you know, most likely. This one may be out at the bottom, but not overall pretty good shooting. Having a few issues. Locking low is the biggest thing, and then sometimes if I don't think about expanding, I collapse and usually shoot right or left or something. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Old Longbow spitting. This thing's seen tens of thousands of arrows, probably hundreds of arrows a week for almost a year now. So Probably another month or so, I'll have my new bow done, my new target rig. Might keep this one for indoor or something because, you know, with these arrows or something tuned to it, and then build that one for 3D. Might go up a couple pounds. Let's do a few changes on it, a little bit different wood mainly, and show off what I can build. But yeah, I think we'll cut it there. Getting dark. Might shoot a couple arrows before dark here and off camera and call it a day. So thanks for watching.